it was really fun to be in the chaos in a chaotic relationship.
You two been chasing murderers in a minivan.
Yeah, he blew up my other car.
Yeah,
That's not what
surprised
happened.
me.
I had a blast with the Wrecking Crew. It's loud, funny, action-packed, and it fully commits to the chaos. But there's a lot of heart underneath it all. So congratulations on this movie. Fantastic job. Angel, first question I have for you is Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista. They are the perfect collision of chaos and control.
Yep.
From being on set with them, why do you think that pairing works so well as brothers and an action duo?
Because that's who they are in real life. Like that is the best response. Like they, of course, these are more like elevated or heightened versions of themselves. But you know, there's the yin and the yang makes a powerful couple, and I think that being able to have them show their strengths as performers, as actors, as action heroes, but at the same time having those two polar opposites meet right down the middle with vulnerability and heart. It just, I feel like that is the human experience. That is human
Yeah.
interaction.
Yeah.
Polar opposites attract. So how can we use that to our advantage? And I think that, you know, the writing and the location, the situations and everything that Tropper put into place. And not only that, it also helps to have, you know, other characters like Valentina or Pika to still, because you know we don't live on islands. We're, even if those are two together, she influences Jason's behavior, and we get more context. And same thing happens with the relationship that James' character has with his family.
Absolutely. Jacob, I want to talk about Pika and Jonny because they clearly have this big brother, little brother energy.
Yeah.
How would you describe Pika's chemistry
Yeah.
with Jason's character, and how did that dynamic come together for you off camera?
I mean, pretty organically. I think. I mean, again, Jason's not really hiding who he is on camera. It's like what you see is what you get for sure. And he just, I think the thing about him is that he loves for everyone to get along, and that sort of gives way to this like easy and vulnerable place to just go at each other. And I loved it. I think also just sharing this bond of both being from Oahu, and I don't know. It's like really easy to get along with people who are willing to get along with you. And just like with everyone here and like everyone that we worked with, I just think that we all wanted to make a great movie and have it have a lot of heart. And I think just for me, it's easy for me to play because everyone loves to play. So I think when I'm given permission, I just go super hard.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Morena, Jonny is someone who's always feeling like he's making up for past mistakes with excuses, but underneath it, you really see how much love exists between the two of them. What did you enjoy the most about playing a relationship that lives very specific and sharp with that affectionate chaos? And what does she see in Jonny that maybe he doesn't even see in himself?
Yeah, I mean, I think she saw a lot of potential there, but he's got to grow up, you know? He's got to get his emotional maturity in check. So I think that, you know, it was really fun to be in the chaos in a chaotic relationship and play all the levels, the frustration, the love, the chemistry, the irritation, you know, all of it. It was like a big mess of emotions all the time. And you don't get to see messy relationships a lot. You know, usually it's very like, you love each other, you hate each other, you're back together or whatever. And this was just like all shades.
Absolutely. Angel, Hawaii isn't just the backdrop here. It's a part of the soul of the movie. How did shooting on the island shape the energy on set in ways that you couldn't have imagined?
I mean, there's nothing like shooting on location. There's nothing like breathing the air, hearing the music, feeling the heat. Like location for me is unbeatable. And being able, you know, we shoot a lot of the movie in New Zealand, but having the opportunity and pushing to shoot in Hawaii, it was very important for me. I think a lot of my movies, I try to make them as immersive as I can. And I do believe that location is not just a backdrop, it's a character. It doesn't just influence, it doesn't just sets the table for the plot to take place, but it also is an active character that shaped the characters that we're following. So being able to have that symbiotic relationship between, you know, a human and space I think it's very important because it gives you the opportunity to have an audience that can teleport to a location that they have never visited. Or if they're from there, at least they go like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's for real. So you have to do that due diligence to be authentic. And I'll use the best example would be like when when the boys visit the camp.
Yes.
Like I didn't want to recreate a Hollywood version of it. It exists, created by locals. And there's people there that are often, criminalized and left outside of the conversation or even seem invisible to everybody outside of the area. So how can we show the faces of a setting in the script that is part of the plot, but that is so realistic to the reality that the people there are living? I didn't want to exploit it. I wanted to actually show that real people live here. These people is real, and the threat of the plot is actually real too.
Absolutely. Jacob, I want to follow up on that because like you said, you're from Oahu and this movie leans hard into community and ohana. What did it mean for you to personally bring a movie of this scale home for the local community to embrace the production?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, like I had no saying in bringing it to Oahu,
Sure.
but it was really cool to like get to be a part of that experience and really just sort of watch like the local crew like really work really hard. And like I've never gotten to work back home before, so it was like a really beautiful experience to just really have it be in a big place and like have its moment, and hopefully have more things be made there and not just like Hawaii Five-0, and
Right.
which is a great show. But it just feels like it's time for it to have like a bigger space in Hollywood for sure.
I love that. Angel, I love the action in this movie. This is the reason I love movies, is for stuff like this. There's this great fight scene that honestly feels like Bruce Lee's Fist of Fury, and with the energy of Man in the Iron Fist with RZA. And it's even said to RZA's Like a Drum. How deliberately were those influences when you design action for that particular scene? And what were some of your action influences for this film?
So I wanted Matt Flannery to shoot this film mainly because of the work that he was able to do on The Raid 2, and Gangs of London. The whole visceral element and the realism of the fights and the way he's able to capture that in such an impacting way was the main reason I wanted it to be part of an action buddy comedy. Which you're like, well, why do you want to do that? Like with Blue Beetle, I wanted Pavel, who does horror, and do it because again, something will happen from that. So being able to have him bring his expertise and work with John Valera, who did the stunts work for Blue Beetle as well, and understanding how we work, we wanted to like honor a lot of the movies that we grew up watching. And I've been very influenced on the action space by Asian cinema, especially like Korean cinema, and that that sequence that you're referring to, Old Boy was like our blueprint. And the movie is very heavy on needle drops and music that also speak for character. And Johnny's character is very rock, but Dave's character is more hip hop. And how can we then embrace it? And to your point, Wu-Tang Clan was always at the forefront when it came to like how this is gonna feel. And we had this unique opportunity of partnering with RZA to create an original track that felt like an old Wu-Tang song, embracing those elements of Kung Fu that he also incorporates into his beats, and having fun with, having Dave Bautista beat up a bunch of Yakuza.
Amazing. Like, thank you so much for the insight. Congratulations on the film. I loved it. Thank you so much for your time, everybody.
Thank you.
Man.